Home ownership, it's the American dream for everybody. And let's face it, for most of us, I'm going to say probably for all of us, the most expensive thing we'll ever own is our home. And there's probably nothing scarier than being a first-time home buyer. Sometimes you got to find a realtor to help you find a property, and you certainly need to find someone on the lender end to help you afford it. Today, we have a company that's unique in so many ways, not the least of which we're going to be talking to identical twins. One's a lender, one's a realtor. They've got it all covered to help you out. The name of the company is Dolce Estates, and we have Whitnee and Britnee Dolce, our guests, right here on the show. Ladies, how are you? So good to see you.
Good. Hey, thanks for having us.
Okay, now I'm going to have enough trouble keeping in track with who's Whitney and who's Britnee, but who's the realtor and who's the lender?
I'm Whitney, the realtor, and I'm Brittany, the lender.
Got
and
it.
together we make up Dolce Estates.
I love that. All right, let's get started from the top. I was reviewing the notes, and the two of you at the ripe old age of 22 years old jumped in there and became real estate investors. What's the backstory? I mean, how in the heck did you pull that off? Do you come from a family of investors, or how did you figure out at the age of 22, we're in for this?
Well, you can get a long way with Google. And we just kind of came to a conclusion. We said, why pay our own mortgage when we can get someone else to pay it for us? And so, that's catapulted us into the world of investing.
Well, let's be honest though. Everybody has access to Google. Very, very, very few people can pull off what you two did, let alone at the age of 22. But you know what? Between the two of you, combined, I guess you were 44 years old, so that helps. That helps a little bit.
Exactly.
So
and it also...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
You're good.
And it just saddens me to see so many of our loved ones find themselves in these bad real estate investments, or they just completely miss out on the opportunity of home ownership and the legacy that it creates. And so at Dolce Estates, it's our belief that a home isn't just a home, it's an investment and it's a legacy.
Expand on that a little bit. When you say it's a legacy, what does that mean exactly? Yeah, I'm familiar with the term it's an investment, but I love the term legacy. Expand on that just a little bit. How is a home a legacy?
Well, at Dolce Estates, we guide you in improving your real estate portfolio and financial future through smart real estate investments. We understand how complicating and confusing real estate can be because we've been there. So just benefit off of our firsthand experience and we'll guide you along the way. By having a home that you can retain for your use and also for generations to come, it keeps you in the mindset that this isn't just your dream home or your home that you've always wanted. It's something for the future.
You know, the term I like is simple, and it probably went past a lot of people, but I'm big on it. Not once have you mentioned that you're helping people get houses. You always use the word home, and that's a much bigger deal than helping them to get a house. A lot of people think, you know what, I don't need a realtor. I can jump out there and do this on my own. No, they can't. Can you tell us, why do people need a realtor and all the things that you bring to the table as a realtor?
Yes, of course. That's a great question. So buying or selling is a huge deal. It's usually one of the biggest transactions a person is going to make in their life, and it's a huge piece of their financial portfolio. But a lot of people lose sight on the fact that buying or selling is a legal transaction that requires attention and guidance from a really good agent. Picking the wrong agent can mean getting misinformation that can lead to mistakes and bad experiences, ending up in a bad investment, or just missing out on home ownership and the legacy it provides. So it's really important that you get the right type of guidance, and that's going to be comprehensive, personalized to your experiences, your situation, and puts your interests first.
You know, I think just to bring it on down even simpler is just this simple little fact. Somebody, when they're going to buy a house, particularly the first time they're going to buy a house, they have no experience, so who's going to know more about it? Somebody that's doing it for the first time, or someone that's already done it for themselves and helped hundreds of other people do the same thing? Of course you need a realtor. All right, that's the first part, but you got to be able to pay for it, and a lot of people can't just jump out there and write a check and pay the full price. They may have bad credits. They may not have enough cash for a down payment from the lending side. How can you work with those people and get them into their dream home?
Yeah, that's a great question, Brian. And when it comes to purchasing a home, many question, they ask themselves, can I buy a home? Is purchasing a home out of reach for me? And it's my passion to eliminate some of those misconceptions that can lead people to having those thoughts by educating buyers and letting them know, even if they have, challenges with credit, or maybe they don't have a lot of cash down, I help provide the education to give them the strategy and the personalized plan to make those things a reality. And another thing that I think is really awesome, I'm actually a veteran. I've served in the U.S. Navy, and I still do in the reserves. And so I also have that added experience by reaching, having that ability to reach out to our veteran buyers. Again, not just in theory, but in practice.
Well, let me back up just a second. I did not realize that. Thank you for sharing with us the fact that you're a veteran, and most of all, thank you for your service. That's a big deal to me personally and everybody on this show. So thank you for that. But also from a business standpoint now, I totally get it. You can talk veteran to veteran. There's programs out there to help specifically veterans they may not know about, but you do. And you can help them get into those programs as well. Okay, so the housing market these days, it doesn't matter what part of the country you're in, it's going nuts. It's crazy. Inventory's lowest as it's ever been. Interest rates are even lower. What are some tips that a first-time home buyer, something they can do to get everything in order before they even meet with you guys, just to speed up the process to make sure that they have a chance to get where they want to be?
Yeah, great question. And it taps right back into our belief. Today is the day, not yesterday, not someday, today, because that inventory isn't going to, we don't want to wait for the inventory to come back, or you don't want to wait and then now the rates are higher. So the first step is to just not wait, to answer your question. And then the next step is to be prepared to be a part of the process. Because inventory is a little lower right now, having a good agent who has those negotiation tactics and that experience to back you up and vouch for you is going to be a very important piece. But also having the patience as a purchaser to understand that it may take a little effort from your agent to get that done. And together you guys can do it. And even though it'll take a little bit more effort, it's not impossible. Like you said, with the rates being at the historic lows, being reserved about it or afraid of the extra challenge, it's not worth it. Waiting isn't worth it. The rates are very low right now, and it's best to act.
All right, let me talk to your sister here for just a second. Your question real quick, and I have about 30 seconds. With everything going on, the wacky COVID stuff in the world, are you able to show people prospective homes over the internet through your computer?
Oh, definitely. There's so many advances in technology where we can do virtual showings. And in addition to that, there's 3D showings, and all showings, if we do see it in person, it's by appointment only, so that there's no chances of running into other people. So we're definitely able to still show and sell property and be in compliance with COVID-19.
Well, there you go, folks. That's the exact answer I knew she was going to give. I just want to have her have the chance to say it. The Dolce Estates, man, these ladies, Whitney and Britnee, they've started doing it for themselves, got very successful, but now they're out there to do it for you. Give them a shout, folks. You too can achieve your dream and start your legacy today. Take care, ladies. Thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you.